Max Verstappen is having a dream run in Formula 1, as he's already won 3 world titles and is currently on his way to winning his 4th, tying the record of another Red Bull's great, Sebastian Vettel, and he's done it all just at the age of 26. But what makes Max Verstappen so dominating? Is it just the car? Or is there more to him that makes him stand out from the rest? Max Verstappen's consistency. It won't be wrong to say that the Dutchman has it in his genes. He's the son of the former F1 driver Jos Verstappen and a former karting driver Sophie Kumpen. He has dominated the international karting scene and won multiple karting championships. His dominancy continued in Formula 3 so much that he jumped to Formula 1 in no time, being the youngest driver ever to do so at the age of 17. Red Bull saw the raw talent in him and gave him a contract to see what he could do. And what he did is something the fans will never forget. He showed incredible improvement throughout the years, and he was destined to be the one to crush the dreams of Lewis Hamilton in 2021 when the two came head-to-head for the world title. Red Bull pulled off an incredible victory, and Max Verstappen won his first world title in 2021, and the story from there on has been quite frustrating for those who are not his fans. He's won consecutive world titles in 2022 and 2023 and is now leading the points in the standing in the 2024 championship as we're halfway through the season. If we start to talk about his records, the list goes on and on. He has the most wins in a single season, 19, the most points in a single season, 575, and the most consecutive wins by winning 10 Grand Prix in a row. This level of consistency cannot be achieved just with a dominant car. It requires raw talent, mental strength, driving style, and everything to work perfectly well to produce the results that he's produced. Mental aspect of the game. The mental strength of Max Verstappen is just incredible. Imagine just being 17 years old and competing with the giants of the game in their prime. Not only was he able to carve his own path, but he was also able to dominate his teammates in the same machinery. None of his teammates was ever able to dominate him, and he has had more than 10 teammates throughout his career. This speaks volumes about how he manages to absorb pressure and calm his nerves in the most crucial moments. The 2021 Grand Prix in Saudi Arabia took the popularity of the sport to a whole new level, and Max Verstappen is one of the main reasons. He was up against Lewis Hamilton, who had dominated the sport for close to a decade and was eyeing for his 8th world title. The season was full of drama, with Lewis and Max crashing into each other on multiple occasions. This did not deter him from clinching the victory ever so closely in what is still the greatest F1 season in recent history. His car control and driving style. Apart from being super quick, Max Verstappen's car control is second to none. We've seen Max 360ing and still managing to keep the car completely under control. In the Imola sprint, he was chasing Charles Leclerc and ended up doing a 360 while keeping the car under control and not losing the grip of it. When it comes to corners, he's incredibly quick. He gains much more in the corners as compared to other drivers in the paddock. He turns the loose rear to his advantage when it comes to taking corners. He throws his car into the curves and decides the perfect moment to hit the throttle. This is an incredible skill that he's acquired throughout the years in his karting days. Lando Norris and Sebastian Vettel are also good examples who do this very well, and we can see Lando Norris behind Max Verstappen in the driver's standings. Most people call him very dangerous and are always on their toes when they go against him wheel to wheel. This might be the case, but the fearless attitude of Max has made even the best drivers back out and give in. He's criticised for his aggressive driving style, but to compete at such a level with the most skillful drivers in the world, you need a touch of self-belief and fearlessness, which Max uses to his advantage. It's not just the car. Many fans credit his car for the incredible achievements he's been able to produce with Red Bull. It's an undeniable fact that no other cars in the past few years have been able to match the performance of RB, but his teammates also drive for the same team. There are drivers who have driven both cars and say there's not a lot of difference between the two. And how many championships has Sergio Perez won? Checo has not been able to match Max's performance because Max is just on another level. There have been talks that Red Bull might get rid of him sooner rather than later. Cars matter, but so does the driver behind the wheels. It takes perfection to win as consistently as Max has. Lewis Hamilton is also known for his consistent performance because he does not make a lot of errors. These drivers can skillfully maneuver their cars despite the conditions. Everything clicks. In Max Verstappen's case, everything clicks. An incredible car with an equally talented and fearless driver behind the wheels, a team that considers him a top driver and makes sure that everything from the race strategies to pit stops is close to perfection. These things play a huge role and can completely change the outcome of the race. Charles Leclerc knows it the best. He's been stripped of many opportunities to win races because of his team's bad strategies. Max Verstappen's relationship with his engineer is also amazing. It's very difficult to keep up with a guy who has a strong character. He spent so much time with his engineers at Red Bull and they know how to manage a guy like him. His team boss has nothing but praise for him and considers him to be better than the 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. That's high praise coming from his team boss, who respects all the qualities that Max brings to the table and he expects nothing less from the team. Luckily for him, his team has not disappointed him in reciprocating the amount of hard work he puts in to make sure that the car his team has worked so hard to build is driven to the best of its ability. What's next for him? This is the combination that makes Max Verstappen an absolute force to reckon with, and it would take just an incredible driver and a team that does everything to perfection to topple him from winning the next titles. Lando Norris in McLaren might just be a perfect recipe. He is just as, if not more talented than Max Verstappen, and McLaren has been able to do incredibly well in designing their car that can challenge Red Bull. Lando is just 70 odd points behind Max in this year's standings. However, it's not going to be an easy task to pull a Verstappen over him just like he did on Lewis in 2021. But if there ever was a driver and a team to do so, Lando in McLaren might be it.